And there we are, back with the third game of the evening. Choked there for a minute. Every time I see that overlay pop up, I get that. I kind of, what do you call it? I'm just going to skip this because I do not know what I'm talking about. Yeah, third game of the evening, Basic Bitches versus UC Grapes. Before we jump in, wanted to say a quick thing. There was quite a lot of stuff going on in the Twitch chat about we as NSE League asking too much, €35 per team being a little bit too much. There's actually two ways I want to approach that math here right now. First of all, looking at how long the tournament goes on and how much people individually pay. Now, €35 in a team of 5 is €7 per person. You play roughly 2 games a week. So over the course of 10 weeks, which is roughly how many weeks you're going to be playing, that is going to be 7 divided by 20, which is 35 cents per player. So on the one hand, that is, of course, how much you can see it. That's 35 cents per player per game. Also, if you just look at the general amount of teams that are joining right now, we've got 12 teams at €35 a team. That's €420. Actually, 420 in total for 12 weeks. And even if you just look at the amount of hours just casting is, that's 5 hours over 12 weeks. Each week is 60 hours. Now that's €7 an hour if I even pay it out. But right now it all goes into the company. We just we want to rent the space at the end of the year, make sure all the games can get together, hopefully play a final there, and just in general, I mean, you look at server costs, you look at flyers being printed. We have flyers all over Dutch universities. So I just want to say give a little bit of a counterweight to that, because I think it's not entirely fair to say that we are ripping off anyone. Because if you look at the prizes that are being given, in all honesty, the prizes right now are just something that I would like to give to make it a competition. Because for me, it's all about just having teams and being able to cast them. So having said that, jumping into the third game of the evening. Now, I haven't seen these teams obviously play against each other because they're both new. I've seen Basic Bitches last split, and I don't mean last split, last week, that's what I mean. And let me see the rankings, because I just read something in chat of them both having lost. I think I know Grapes lost, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they both lost 2. So they're right now they're in their pool. They're both in the 5th spot. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting game, because this is obviously going to mean how I see it is, I do see that these will probably be teams that they will have to be. I mean, they have to play amazingly if they want to get out of that lower division in that sense. But it's going to be interesting, because what you get now is you do get these teams that pull a little bit more towards each other in their respective pools. So let's see. We do have a Malphite Zach Alistair. That is one hell of a front line right there. And 3 knockups also. So maybe we might see a Yasuo in there, because that is three AoE knockups actually. That's pretty hefty. And then we have Thresh, Lucian, Vlad. Haven't seen that much Vlad. I can't remember the last time I saw Vlad. The same with Pantheon. The champions that you just... I can't remember seeing them for a very long time. Ari, also interesting one. I'm just very very excited to see what the last 2 picks of basics are going to be, in all honesty. And ban-wise, Mundo, Poppy, obviously, Tom, Graves. Not sure what the Lux and Jinx are actually. Not so. Jinx in the current meta isn't that good, I think. But then again, you start to look at, are they banning meta-wise, or are they banning a certain person out? And that is always something you have to keep in mind. I remember last split, we had at one point we were streaming this Dwayne Johnson's game, and Dwayne's mid laner, Captain Slow, plays a lot of Katarina. And Katarina got banned out, and the Twitch chat went, wow, look, what's this Katarina ban? What's this? But every time Katarina had been open, Katarina had gone like 12-0 or 15-0, just because the guy is really good with Katarina. So that makes this a lot more about what do individuals themselves play, and instead of what do they what is considered strong at the time. Now Cogmore, very strong right now, and with that front line you are going to be able to do a lot of damage. And then Satam going for that LeBlanc. Then you're definitely compensating that front line with damage, although of course LeBlanc is single target, so she will be able to take out one, and after that it's just play it out with that Cogmore. Let us see. Now, Warwick, also an interesting one. That's something we will get back to, because when you do have 3 knockups in the team, that is going to be very easy to obviously disrupt, like the suppression. But you have an Alistar, a Zac. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Because I am thinking, like, Alistar technically is going to be the only one that can interrupt him, because otherwise you have to use the Malphite or the Zac ult for disrupting Warwick, which is probably not that worth. But then again, Vlad in that top lane, that's gonna be doing an amazing amount of work against that Malphite, personally. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, because they do have a pick potential with a Warwick and with an Ahri. Obviously, you can flash out from wherever you want with Warwick, and then just follow up with the Ahri with a Thresh for whatever reason you might want to do that. But when you look at the comps in general, they are going to have to be able to get a lot of picks, and especially they're going to have to get a lot of picks on the Cogmore. If they manage to spread out the team a little bit, and they just get a clean Warwick ult on this Cogmore, then Dra can just ult in with Ahri and pick him off. So in that sense, Warwick is an interesting one. But then again, suppressions aren't that reliable, because suppressions do rely on you not moving while you're suppressing someone. So it's an interesting point of view, but not necessarily the best way to approach this, I'd say. And then on the side of basic riches, I touched on this slightly, but I must say, I am a big fan of Protect the AD carry comps. I just think I think they're very clean, and they focus so much on just team fighting. And considering the current state of Cogmore, this is absolutely a viable comp. There's no way around that. So with three tanks and the Cogmore, there's not. As long as Daimler, like Sir Timer, stays around that Cogmore, you won't be able to get near that with Warwick. Yeah. And then again, LeBlanc can just freely, I don't know, enter, do something against Lucian. I'm seeing a lot of discussion here about Lulu being a good pick. Absolutely, Lulu would have been a very nice pick if you were playing a Protect the Cog comp. But then again, you're looking at what do players play, what are they comfortable with, and I do think I'm a very, very firm believer in you play what you're comfortable with and not what the flavor of the month is. Absolutely, if you have the time, you make sure you play 2 or 3 games and you become comfortable with a Flavor of the Month champion. That's the entire idea. But in a situation like this, I think Chewy, sorry, I'm never sure if it's like Cheve or like Chewy, because it's like double V, so it's like a W, but I presume it's like Chewy. But I think it's just he's probably just comfortable with that champion. And also you can harass an Ari quite freely. Okay, we will be loading into the game, so there'll be a short black screen. I'll be right back as soon as we have loaded. And there I am, I was just fueling up, getting myself some food. Actually 3 diamond people here. Didn't realise that. Or at least diamond last split. So, seeing some pings going out. Let's see if they fan. If they go to a certain point for that invade, we are going to see.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And there are definitely teams that have specific roles for all players. But we have a pause. That gives me some time to explain that. There are teams that have like specific roles for specific players, but there are also teams that just 5 students and they just think, I don't know, shall I play AD carry this time? I don't know. What do you feel like playing? So in that sense, some teams are easier to draft against than others. But then again, I do think that's something you benefit from by having someone with a specific role, because I don't think that's personally, especially when you play like a ranked team games, someone can't connect. When you play like these team games, there is specifically someone, of course, assigned to each role, and there's going to be someone who plays that role the best within the team. Especially when you start really trying to play together as a team, that it's going to be twice as important to know where your place is within the team. And if you're going to swap that up, then you're going to mix these different play styles, and you're never going to be entirely certain. So it gives you a small advantage of drafting. But apart from that, I think it is better to have specific roles on specific teams. But we have a long pause here. Seems like someone has a lot of problems connecting. What is up? Well, yeah, but definitely important game right now. Important game here. See who pulls ahead with their first win. Because it's going to be one of them. It is going to be one of them. Now, I must say I do hope he connects soon, because I am running out of things to say. I will just start talking about stuff that I enjoy. So,